Well, this farm in general, I guess, is a little bit further from our dairy. We do milk 250 Holsteins, my cousin and I, and we currently have just been doing row crops, corn and beans. We do everything no-till, and we've also have done interseeding into corn here, and then following beans, we'll do winter rye. We became aware through Pheasants Forever and NRCS that a prairie mix could be planted that could benefit wildlife, both insects and mammals. And through Pheasants Forever, we took our current yield maps from 3 years ago and then just did a cost analysis and realized where the prairie was, we were getting about 19 bushels of beans. So we mapped out the contour strip, and also so we kind of wanted to straighten out the fields. So if there was a field that had a unique corner in it or something, we decided to round it off or square it off. So with CRP, obviously they help install, pay most of the cost, so that doesn't cost anything. And then you get a check, which is simply maintaining by mowing or burning. So with little work, we're still able to collect some income, and then, like I said, benefit deer, turkey, pheasants, all the insects, eagles, everything. So this farm, I guess, is about a 50-50 split between recreation and tillable agriculture. There's just so much diversity compared to coming out to if it's just a monoculture of corn or beans. It's just something unique and special to have a prairie, and it probably tripled the amount of deer by having a little bit more diversity in here. 3 years ago when I ran a trail camera, I was just getting 1.5 year bucks, small does, fawns maybe sporadically. And now routinely I'm getting, I would say, 6 different 2.5-year-old or bigger bucks. It must just be the buffet style of stuff that they get to eat. I mean, I think as humans we can recognize that we don't like eating the same thing every day, and I would have to think that animals don't either. So it was just 3 spots that were highly erodible that just weren't cutting it on making good quality corn. One of them was a corner on a steep side hill that it just made sense to kind of, when you're driving uphill with the planter, to come more like an arch into it. The second spot was the south slope of a big face of a hill, and it was just getting to be nightmarish to plant and harvest and on that particular spot. And then the other kind of was like a roller coaster along a property border. It was just steep. Almost when the combine would come down, the corn head would almost pierce into the ground before coming back up. I think that first year, I think everybody's always a little bit, hey, how come you didn't plant that spot? You know, looks like it's just growing into weeds up there. But by year 2 or 3, especially when some of the flowers start coming, black-eyed Susans and such, we actually had a lot of favor from the neighbors. Were actually making comments on how beautiful it did look and how happy they were to see a little splash of color out there. Whenever you tell them you're kind of creating habitat, and that adds an extra smile to them as well. So we've taken some of our non-productive out, give them a little something good for their eyes to see, and they reciprocated it by letting us rent some of their farmland. So it's kind of a win-win.